Well, good evening and welcome to the second episode of Peat in a Pod. Just before we start, we feel like we should do a few shout outs, you lads call it, Dan?
Yeah, shout out
Yeah,
there, thank you.
Thank you. Well, some big thank yous really. Firstly, in all honesty, when we put the episode out, I'd been ecstatic with 50 views. I hadn't looked since about dinner time today, then it ran about 322. So that is absolutely fantastic. So, you know, means a lot, doesn't it, Dan?
It does,
shocked us really, it has, yeah. A couple of shout outs to one to a lady called Sylvia Croft, who's basically just plastered us everywhere she can. She also runs a Facebook group called Little Potting Club, which is for beginning, for starting out, I'd say. I think that's fair. They do run a few events, so obviously as time goes on we will look at getting more involved with Sylvia and that side of things. Yeah,
Nice to pay her a visit probably.
Yeah, if they've got an event on, perhaps go up and do a bit of filming, see what they're up to. You know, I know these there's a nice gardens out that way, Winthrop Gardens. I don't know if they have any involvement with that, so I'll be in touch with Sylvia and we'll take it from there. This beautiful garment that Dan's sporting, these were kindly
From Rotherham Embroidery.
donated, weren't they?
Yeah, he did a real good job, very quick turnaround as well.
Yeah, and I've got mine on, but it's a lovely evening here. It's just, well, it's Saturday evening, it's 5:15. Sun's still shining, but we have got a bit of a breeze, which is just taking the edge off it a bit nippier. Also, thank you to Hobson's Nurseries. As you know, we're doing a trial tonight of peat compost and peat-free compost. So they've kindly donated the peat-free compost and plus a packet of seeds to actually, to grow in it, which you will see after the, once the programme starts. We'll go to the credits, won't we, and then get into it after this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sound, yeah. So I think that's it really. Stick with us and enjoy it, and
Thank you all
see
for
you
watching.
soon. Yeah, thank you all for watching.
I was thinking, because obviously, like, times are getting a bit hard. Like, there's a lot of people wanting to grow their own.
Yes,
So-
I picked up on that this week. Yeah.
So, basically, this afternoon when you weren't here, I come down and I took all your bed numbers,
All right,
and I thought we'd set you a challenge.
all right. Very good.
So-
Interesting.
We'll get on with this video,
Yeah, quick
and then
round.
we'll have a look
Tell
at
me
challenge.
more, will you, Dan? Interesting, intriguing, yeah. Right, so we're back in the greenhouse now. We're picking up where we left off last week. I'm going to go through the Dahlia cuttings with you. These chrysanthemums I brought in to do as well, because they do need stopping now, so we'll have a cutting off them. We're going to do the peat-free versus, or not versus is the wrong word, compared to the standard clover peat compost. A couple of things before I go any further. One, I've got this probe. It will give you a measurement of pH, moisture and light. I've done the clover, the standard multi-purpose compost. I've read the pH. So I'm going to stick this in and make sure we're getting the same pH on the peat free while I'm doing the cuttings. Then we'll go back to that. So I'll do the cuttings first while this is getting us a good reading of what the pH is in this compost. The clover was 7. That's what you want. That's a neutral pH. Just say if any of this is going too quick for you or it's not sinking in, PM me, send us a comment, whatever, if you want to go a bit more in depth with it. We're trying to keep things down to 20 minutes. This episode we've had to split into 2 episodes because it has overrun a bit. I don't want to give you information overload, but I don't want to miss things out as well. So I'm trying to give. I'm going to have a breather now. Dan, young Dan, come on. What are you doing to me with this challenge then? What's this all about?
So we thought,
Dan, I've
obviously,
kicked bucket.
oh, bucket's gone. We thought with times we'd challenge you.
Yeah, what's the challenge, Dan?
So we thought £20
Cheers, mate. Is that
and
mine?
that's for you.
Needed that.
And what we need is one of your beds. So like I said,
My raised beds.
one of your raised beds
£20.
for £20. See how much veg we could
Do you want
grow.
them all?
Just the one.
Yep.
So, like I say, we come on earlier, we picked some numbers out what we're free, what you've got nothing growing in.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm following.
So, what we thought is,
Steady with that short.
put your hand in the bucket and pick out a number.
Okay, cup drawdown. It's Norwich away. We always get Norwich away.
Oh.
And this is the number of one of my beds, yeah?
Yep.
Number 2, Dan.
Number 2.
Yep, which is there. Next, you know the one with the shallots in?
Yep.
That's next door to it.
That's fine. We'll.
Right, so I've got £20. I've picked my bed number out. What's happening with it, mate?
So all we want to do is obviously say we're feeding a family of 3, maybe, and just see what you can grow in that bed and how much it can produce.
For £20.
For £20.
So it's... When I started out and I was growing a bit of veg at my mum and dad's garden, I were in my teens, I was still at school, I probably had a budget of about a £5, genuinely.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's about equivalent to it now.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
It won't be far off.
Yeah, no, me, Dan, I'll have a go. Yeah. Tell you what I'll do, Dan. I'm going to do this like this bed challenge. Pretty much like you've wiped my memory, you know.
Back to basics.
Anything I know's gone. I've no heated greenhouse or any of that. I'm going to be on my metal. You've stripped me back, I'm back to basics. We're going to have a go like that. I'm going to think on my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah? We'll have a go. Yeah, it's a good challenge, Dan. You've fought well there. Also, you know me, Dan, I can't grow veg. Not without one thing.
What's that?
Flowers.
Flowers.
So we're having some flowers in it and all that. All out of that £20.
Brilliant.
Alright.
Definitely.
We're not going to grow for summer, Dan.
No?
We're going to grow for summer and winter and all.
Summer and
That's our
winter.
gardening season, Dan. Starts on 1st of January and ends on 31st of December.
Wow.
Doesn't it?
You're setting yourself a bigger challenge.
We are. But we'll have a go. We'll do it.
Cracking.
Yeah. They might not be best fed family of 3, but we'll get summer. Brilliant, Dan. So, yeah, we'll start with that next week.
Yeah.
We'll be out there. I'll be on it.
That's
I'll
right.
be on it, mate. Give me a week to think it. Been there, done it before, Dan. We'll get through. We'll chuck a few surprises in them. Surprise a few people what they're going to grow in there.
That's great.
We're not just going to go bog standard, mate. Don't worry.
No.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a bit of variety on your plate, my old love.
Brilliant.
All right then. Right, smashing then, Dan. Move your bucket and we'll get on with some cuttings. That's that. A big Dan the Man challenge. Right, dahlias then. If you remember last week, I mentioned about this variety here, Franz Kafka. So I brought him out of the heated greenhouse into here to have a look at getting some cuttings off him. Yeah, I brought him in this afternoon. I'll show you, like, if you can drive a car and you had your driving test, you're shown the right way to do it. So I'll show you the right way to do it. If you modify that, whatever, it's up to you. First thing I like to do, once you take that plant off of there, you've severed its links. It's stopped getting fed. So you haven't got to go and do it like, you know, your life depends on it. But you have got a bit of a time thing. So what I like to do is everything I need, get it set up first. So I have brought wood lice there, Dan. A lot of people think they're a really bad thing, but they do break down carbon.
Yeah.
So they're not, you know. So I brought the labels out, said we're going to do these chrysanthemums as well, so they all marry up. There's the name on it, what the plant is. There's the date what I've taken the cutting. Yeah, so we're cutting, just to say. With seeds, you sow seeds and they germinate. With cuttings, you strike a cutting. When it has roots, it's struck. That's just the terminology we use, that's the wording we use. Just to let you know. We'll come to the dahlias then. Right, let me just grab this. Nothing special at all, folks. I'm filling a couple of pots up with my old faithful clover multi-purpose. There's nothing in this, there's no perlite like there were last week, this is straight out the bag. Give it a tap. Use your other pot just to firm it. In again, simple as that. Tap down. Same again. There we go, mishmash. Stick that there, we're coming back to that for doing the seeds. Right. This knife, it's a cutting and it's also for budding. That's why it's got that shape, it's for tea budding. I use it for everything. It cuts string, it cuts tops off bags, it cuts absolutely everything. So what I want to do, before I do any cuttings with it, household bleach. Obviously you don't want your kids doing this, so just a drop in there. A nice drop, you know. I've just actually put that in tomato seed down, which isn't a good thing.
Definitely not.
We'll put some in here.
It's a good job that's not for your £20 challenge.
Excuse me. Just be careful, you know, with splashback and that with bleach. Got that with a bit of water. I have got some. It's a kitchen roll here. We're just going to sterilise this knife before we start. You might think it's OTT, but why not? It takes 2 seconds. When you're doing your cuttings, you're not transferring any germs, diseases. You know, you want to give them the best start in life. It's nothing, is it? That's it, it's done. It's that easy done. There, what? Where is it? It's there, look. They're 79 pence then. I've had that since Christmas.
That's it, it's lasting.
Dahlias, right, looking for nice strong cuttings. Yep. If we get down here, I don't know if you can get in there, Dan. I'm scraping back at the tuber. This is the tuber. You see the changing colour down here, Dan? It's starting to go red. Yeah, that's part of the tuber, that's part of the mother plant. We want a bit of that on. It's a heel cutting. Yep.
Right.
Softwood heel cutting. Going. That's him. He's off. Simple as that. It's like I said, that's dying now. This needs intensive care. Start losing moisture from these leaves, so we need to remove some of them leaves. Yep, we'll get them off. That's it. I have checked these this afternoon, I should mention. I just give them a quick look over to make sure there were nothing infestations on here. There was no white fly, green fly, black fly, anything like that. If you do come to get some cuttings and you find that, you've got to spray them, whatever your choice to spray is. Wait till it's cleared up, then look at doing cuttings. Pot multi-purpose, insert it down the edge of your pot.
Why down edge of pot?
Because it's warmer. That pot's black. It'll bring heat in. Your cutting will root a little bit faster.
Yeah.
If you've noticed on that, I haven't got a greenhouse that's green.
No, that's true.
They're all black.
True. All black. All for retaining heat.
Retaining heat. You've got to have a bit of reverse in summer when it's getting really hot, or use shading. But to me, like I said, roll around year growers, and a couple of degrees in winter can make all the difference what I can fetch in by doing that. So that's one in. Have a look round, you know, you can move it about, you can niggle and jiggle. I've got a bit of tuber in way there, just take it off. It's the cuttings I'm after. Get in at the bottom again, simple as that. We'll get rid of them. Each of them points, them junctions there, Dan, are called a node. Yeah?
Yep.
In between, where the leaves are, there's a node. In between the leaves, it's called the internode. It's as simple as that, mate. What them nodes do, or what's based in them nodes, they're like its memory tank, but they're hormones. A plant has 5 hormones. We have over 50 hormones, human beings. These have 5. The hormone that activates root growth is one called auxins. So that's what's going to start this growth off here. The plant hormone powder, the rooting powder, that's got auxin in. I use it for a lot of years. I've stopped using it. I just found that stuff for, given right environment, it just rooted as easily on its own. And also I did find that if you put too much, because it's a powder, you dip your cutting in and it sticks to it, then you just tap the excess off. But if you get too much on, it can slow germination down. You can have too much of it in it. Germination, root development, you know, it inhibits it. So yeah, so again in there, go back in. Oh, I did spot, let me have a look, see if I can find it. Just when I brought this in here, Dan, just got to look for this. You don't want to take a cutting off of this. See that? That's a flower bud forming. Yeah. You don't want to take a cutting where there's a flower, because then you're just going into producing that flower.
Right.
So it may root, it may not, but it will not be as a stronger cutting. But that has thrown some side shoots up off there, so I'm having them. Again, simple as that. Into compost. I'll do one more. And then I'll finish rest. So I do want these. It's important I don't lose these. You know, this isn't just for the purpose of filming. Franz Kafka is one of my favourites, and I want to take it through the season. Get some more plants. The main reason we do this type of propagation is to increase the stock of plants.
Yeah.
You know, few tips. You don't get a good cutting off a bad plant. A cutting, as opposed to growing from seed, is a clone. These will be same as the parent plant. So if you've got a plant that's got some sort of a disease, virus is probably more the word on it, you will pass it on with the cuttings. There's ways of getting around that. We'll go into that on another occasion. But really, it's beyond a little greenhouse and allotment to start doing that. It's micro propagation for anybody who's interested. I'll do one more down with these. You could to split your Dahlia tubers. You don't have to just do cuttings. Straight away with that while I'm talking. We don't water from top, it's bad practice. That sits in there, that'll soak some moisture up. Bring water back into that plant straight away. I'll grab my Wilco's favourite. Yeah. As soon as you take cuttings, they're losing moisture. Yeah. Even what I will do, scissors. Because again, I use these for all sorts, so quick dip in there in the bleach solution. Them larger leaves down. We're reducing them, so we're reducing the amount of moisture they're going to lose because we've reduced the leaf. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, smashing. Lovely. Right. How do you know when they've rooted? Just make sure these are in firm. Well, everybody does it. You don't want to be doing this. People do it all. Has it rooted yet? You get to tug out. That's no good. On roots is very microscopic root hairs. There's what take the water up. They are so delicate. So every time you do that,
You're
wiping them root hairs out. You'll tell when they've took. I'll tell you why. You'll get growth in the centre. A lot of the times that new growth is a lighter green or even a slightly yellow. Let that come on a bit, you know. The first thing we grow in gardening is patience.
Yes, definitely.
You know, it's a good thing to go by that. Give it time. These are going back into the heated greenhouse. As soon as we finish filming, I know through experience I'll be looking at hopefully 14 days, possibly 21, to get a decent root growth system on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they have rooted, you want to pot them on. Don't pull them out of the pot. Knock that pot out. You know, as long as you've watered it, the compost load, knock it out. You can divide them better than that than trying to scoop them out.
Yeah.
So that's them. We've took them off the tubers. Right, so we've got these 5 chrysanthemums here. We'll not use a knife for these. Where I can, I do like to use scissors nowadays, sticking cuttings, because you can be that little bit more accurate, I find. So all name varieties, the Japanese type, the big-headed flowering ones for greenhouse. Again, node, into node. What I'll do, I'll look for, that's the centre, right. The hormone I spoke about, what initiates root growth, is called auxin. It also keeps this plant growing on one stem. So this needs to be stopped. So by taking a cutting, I'm doing both things down. This growing straight like this, It's called apical dominance. As soon as I cut this plant here to take my cutting, I stop that. That'll form 2 shoots.
Right, okay.
Do you get me so far? Yeah.
Following you?
Yeah. I haven't really got a good example in here to show you, but I will show you when we come across one. It's alright. So I said, it's there where I want the cutting, yeah? That's a growth point, so I'm going to go down to there. Yeah. Larger plants, if you can, always do a slanting cut so the water runs off the plant you're leaving. Won't rot then, it'll run off it.
Instead of.
So we've got that. And what I do now, I'm going to go back up to this leaf, slightly below it, slanting cut. I'm going to strip that leaf off. It's done. It's in the compost. What one is? It's egret. Chrysanthemums, you get different categories. That's the showing thing. That's the type of flower. That's the classification you can show that in. So that cutting is egret. It's a 23B, and it was done on 9th of the 4th, 2022. Just all that bit of information on the card. Just going to stick that at the back of it. Right. Cheap as chips. Down here. So I'm going back to 80s down with this old...
with the old challenge?
With the old challenge, yeah. It's the old Joe Mangle era. And
yeah, you
Bucks Fizz.
Looking forward to it.
A little bit. Bit apprehensive maybe. Nearly
bleached.
We don't want to do that, do we? There's no need for that. Matlock. There we go. Stick him at the back. I'll go through them all then, won't take me a minute. So again, down there we're at that growth point, off she comes. Sliding cut under there, get shut of that. It's a big leaf, I've off that. In the compost, it's golden courtier. And the appropriate label, in she goes. I will do that egret. I'm going to say I'll leave it, but I've only actually got 2 of them, so I will do it. So, yeah. And it's that thing and all done, that cleaning your knife, your greenhouses, that bit of hygiene.
Yeah.
Makes all the difference. I sweep every greenhouse, you've seen me do it. You know, it always gets a sweep out at night. Try and keep... It don't really go to the rest of my life, because my cause like a skip. But my plants, they get looked after. And finally old George Griffiths. Back down to there. And up to that node, that growth point where it's all happening, them hormones are at it. There she goes. Take that one off. There's quite a few leaves on this, we'll have that one off as well. Just to reduce that moisture loss. Can't find that label, I'll find it after. It won't be far away.
Is it that one what's upside down?
It's 2 upside down now. The door keeps opening because it's windy and it's a sliding door, so it does do that a little bit. Yep. So again, straight away with them, into your water. I'll leave them there, I won't take them out tonight. I'll take that bowl, put it into Eater greenhouse and stop in there, let them have a good soak up and a good drink. Here's my old favourite gone, there he is. Oh, them auto pots down, what we're speaking about, some onions have gone in.
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll have a quick look at them.
Yeah, it's simple as head a tank. Basically, water runs into them. You need to lift that higher than what these are, but it only needs to be a couple of inch. And they're run on a valve, a little valve system, 2 systems.
It's pretty much like your toilet system.
Yeah, more or less same as one drains. You know, one comes up, fills that. As the plant takes it up, that goes down. The inlet opens, water comes in. So I haven't used them before, so we'll see how they go. We'll monitor them. So the pH on that, now it's been in long enough, that's slightly more alkaline. That's going on for 8.
Yeah, we'll get a photo of that because I can't really see it on video.
If they can. But that, you know, that don't lie. That's mechanical. I'll flick that back to moist. I'll flick it back into me onion to see how that's going on. So yeah, them cuttings then, that's fine. Like I say, if you have any questions or anything like that you want to know further, there'll be lots and lots more cuttings and that done over the duration, because it is an important thing. Like I say, it gives us more stock. One of the reasons why that's good, then penstemons I did last week, I got a catalogue fruit post yesterday. 3 of those penstemons were £8.99.
Yeah.
Speaks for itself. That little bonsai done, just brought it in. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Nice.
That's Palmatum dissectum, that one, Japanese maple. Lovely when it's just coming back into leaf. So we shall move these and we'll get the old Peat and Peat going. We'll do the clover one first, Dan. Get your pot. Get the sowing seeds now. Just using the standard multi-purpose. You can use seed and module. Not everything out. Let me bucket. A bit more compost. Just break it up a little bit. Any big bits, just pick them out. Don't have to be over fussy. And what I'm going to do is just go tap that down now. It's just giving you a nice level surface. I want to avoid indentations.
Yeah.
I want it to be level. So the water's going through it level, you know, nothing's sitting in water.
Yeah.
I'll grab my tomato seed, which I did split into these little containers, basically so we've got the same amount in the peat as what goes into the peat free.
Remember, you're going to have to divide them now.
I've got some more in that packet, I think.
Ah, hopefully.
Yeah, well, I'll put 3 in then, we'll do it that way. 3's enough for what we want. So you can pick them up, give them plenty of space, you'll get a better plant, a stronger plant. It's called broadcast sowing. You're putting them in like that, you know. So try and keep a nice space between them. Don't be going putting a full packet at a time in. There's, you know, you're not getting away with that. We'll have way too many plants to start with. 2 options really now. Personal choice, I use vermiculite. But there's nothing wrong with grabbing a bit of compost, getting a sieve, sticking it in that. That's more than fine. That's what you cover them with. You don't want to get an handful of compost out there, chuck it on them little seeds. So it needs to be a bit finer than that. I like to use vermiculite. One of the main reasons I actually use vermiculite is it stops you getting any sort of, you know, sometimes you get that mould, and if it's a situation you've got to use tap water, you get them salts, that white on top building.
Yeah.
You've seen it on houseplants. Use vermiculite. Stops that. Plus, vermiculite will let the light through to the seed as well. Not all seeds want that, but majority do. So again, simple as. A bit of perlite mixed in with this. That goes back to before I knew we were ever going to do YouTube. Everything got chucked in a bucket and there you go. So again, Dan, I'm just looking to put a thin covering over them seeds. So we can't see compost, that's in level. Just a bit more. That'll be fine, that back in there. Very gently. With seeds, consolidation is vital. What do I mean with that? It means the seed needs to be in contact with the compost above and below. Don't ram them in.
Yeah.
Nice and gentle, you know.
Just make sure they make contact.
Again, I see people do this and it's the veins of my life, and it's not just, you know, your allotment holders. I see them on television. They put seeds in. Don't forget to water your seeds. They pick a watering can up down and they go like that. That seed's gone, it's washed all over.
Yeah,
it's too aggressive, you don't. Again, one of these balls, or like them black trays I've got down there, I use them a lot. Stick them in there. time we've done this, I'll take this home, put it in a propagator. It'll be fine. So we need to do the peat free now. Now the peat free, sorry, I'm not biased, even I've used that all my life, but we've got issues, Dan.
We've got loads of issues.
We have, before we even use it. The first hurdle, and perhaps the biggest hurdle and biggest stumbling block for a lot of people, is going to be the price.
Yeah.
I can buy 180 litres of that clover
For the price of that?
litres of that.
That's extortionate.
It's expensive.
It's really expensive.
I understand all the morals and the wanting to go down the peat free. I'm not political, we're not going down that line. Surely that should be price matched.
Yeah, definitely. You'd have thought so.
Yeah.
It's
Why can't that come in at the same price we're paying for that?
Exactly.
Just me speaking, our opinion, it's back on the consumer again.
Yeah.
You know. So but I'm going to try not to be biased, like I said, we'll do a fair trial. It could be out of this world, you never know. Let's have a look at it. Don't fill me with confidence, that, Daniel.
Straight away, it just looks like something that has come off a off a landfill. To be fair, it's more like a mulch.
£6 for 50 litres of that.
Jeez.
Are they having the bubble, as they said down south?
It does really.
I'll be honest with you, Dan. I could end this trial now. I don't want to put tomato seed in that.
Yeah, tomato seeds are too good for that.
I'm going to do it. I'll put them in. I'm not being biased, guys. I've been doing this. I'm formally qualified in it. I'm a craftsman in horticulture. I've done NCH, NDH. That is a joke. And I will stand with anybody. I'm not just saying it's down to grow more. Anybody who wants to come here or come on our channel and tell me that's good enough to take out of the bag and sow seeds in.
Yeah, it's a joke. I mean, even if you were to sieve that, you wouldn't have anything.
I'm going to have to sieve it.
You wouldn't have anything left.
We'll have to sieve it just for something for seeds to sit on. They can't sit on that. You know, I'll do a fair and open trial and I'll say it as I see it. And I don't see much future in this, I'll be honest with you. This is the way we're going down. We're going to be collecting a lot of leaves.
Wow.
What a waste. I must think we're daft. We'll get a go though. We've got to be fair with it, haven't we? We can't.
Yeah, a chance.
Yeah. Free seed. Tell you what I'll do with this, Dan. Put in free seed in. Yeah. Just going to empty packet back, see if there's any left in. And get it an head start. You get them near them. So we've had 3 clover.
Yeah, there's about another.
About a dozen,
yeah.
Maybe 8 to a dozen. There's 3 gone in. Let's scatter them in. You know, we're in a dilemma whether to cover with compost or cover with vermiculite. It's a good job because I could have sieved that into that.
Exactly.
And covered it.
I mean, it might have a good bit of water retention for later on in life, but
It has got seaweed in it, apparently. You know.
Yeah.
Benefits in seaweed and compost. It does say on the bag. Seaweed, which improves soil consistency and increases water retention. It improves soil consistency on sandy and gritty and gravelly soils.
yeah.
This is a compost. Let's just get something straight as well with compost. I was sounding a bit bossy, aren't I?
You're coming across a bit bossy today.
Had a good tea, I'm at it. Yeah, the way I was taught, compost basically is what you put on your heaps out there.
Yeah.
You put in your bed, your garden waste, grass cuttings, all those things, leaf mould. What we should be calling this is growing media. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's the growing media using in pots. We're losing the light, Dan. We've been at it, haven't we?
Yeah, it's going down.
Start to come in a bit. That'll do for that. Blank label, I'll just put Peat free on. Just, you know, so we know what we're at. Yeah, so if we had a tick list, first impressions, the price, it's not getting a tick. Quality to look at it, it's not getting a tick. It ain't gone on board yet, has it?
No, not really.
I'm feeling for it, Dan. I'm feeling for it.
I mean, hopefully they'll germinate in 4 days.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, slight tip with that. These are going into a heated propagator. It is, if you can, if you're looking at getting a propagator, try to spend that little bit more. Get one that's got a further start on, so you can set the temperatures. I always used to sow stuff. The one in, oh, yes, I used in seed trays like this. Yeah. I found with that, where when you're using electric propagators, you don't get many of them in a propagator.
No.
It's soon full. So I'd sooner do it into these little 7cm pots. And it gives you more variety of what you can sow. What I want to link that into is it gives you your temperature to set your propagator at between 18 and 21. Since I've switched to doing them in pots, a little trick I've found. That it's basically like an heated seed tray propagator. Where it says that, I go to 26.
Yeah.
Just for it to work its way up that compost.
Yeah.
Just increase your heat, and I have found I'm getting better germination.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these are, there's nothing wrong with these, I'm not faulting them, but they're still raw that you're sowing them into a seed tray. A lot of people are using pots now. That's just a little thing. Hang in there, folks, we've nearly done. Right, so they can go back. We'll tidy this lot up tomorrow. It's not hurting anything in there, it's in no way. One last thing then, while I'm at it, Dan, while I'm having a rant. You've sent me that bed challenge and whatnot. There's one thing that we're going to do tonight. Is there anything we haven't covered, you know?
I think that's what we said.
I think if we haven't
I think we've covered
killed his audience now, we never will we?
Well, this is it, isn't it?
Stole that for us. Can you manage it with?
Yeah, I'm sure I can.
Slug pellets, Dan.
Oh.
We're going. Fertilisers. Yeah.
Off.
Yeah. Synthetic fertilisers, Dan. Synthetic plant food, Dan. My favourite, Dan. Q4. Oh, I love that stuff. Gone. About 50 quid in there, Dan. I'm going away from it, Dan. Tony Fair. The people have spoken. Plant tonics. I'm going with them.
Yeah.
Slug pellets, I know they're going anywhere. I've had a conscience about them for a while now. I don't want to use them anymore. There's other ways of doing it. I'll show you a lot on this challenge, this 20 quid bed. It's obvious, God knows what they are a pop now. I bet they're £6 or £7 a tub or some of them slug pellets.
Yeah, they'll be.
You know, I don't mean from a discount shop, but from a garden
centre.
Yeah. It's not much left out of a £20 budget when
it's
you start
not
buying them.
It's not.
But that's not the reason they were going anywhere. There's plenty of things out there. There's plenty of things that you can find in most gardens and allotments that we can do as well. Most of these as well, these plant tonics, if you read them, they've got worm cast or worm extract in.
Yeah.
We do as own, don't we, Dan?
That's it.
We've got wormeries.
That's it.
We've got taps on, we tap it off. We'll show them how to do that, Dan.
Yeah, we'll get them plans up for the homemade wormery as well. Which
we'll put that up, definitely. That's more Dan's department. Yeah, I've got a barrel round there. I've got comfrey and nettles in. Comfrey, fantastic feed. So we'll look at that. The only thing I'm going to keep is some pesticide spray, because if you're growing for the table and you're infested with whitefly rubber, you need to control it. We're not there yet. We do have options now with fertilisers. We're not there yet with that kind of thing. So I do try. I'm using the yellow strips. The only thing with them is they're not selective.
No.
I'm tempted to take them down, you know, I really am, because I don't want to be going in it summer and there's full of lacewings and butterflies and God knows what, you know, so perhaps we will do that then. I think we've had you for long enough tonight. I know we've gone on. The important bits I wanted you to see, I wanted you to take note of. We'll never ask you to subscribe or tick or any of that.
No,
that's up to you. We're not going down that line with this channel. We're here because we want to be here. We're here because we want to share this knowledge with you. It's share and grow here, isn't it, Dan?
That's it.
You know, that's it. Anything you want to ask us at all, like we say, leave a comment. We've got that Facebook group. You can soon up on there. Speak to us, PM us. We're gonna 2 bits I'll just mention very quickly. If anybody wants to come and have a look at us, let us know. You know,
that's it.
It is sort of a, you know, it's a society run site, so you need to make an appointment. Just get in touch with us, say if you'd like to come. Obviously we've got to start taking groups of 30s and 40s, but anybody wants to come up, say hello. You know, when we get further in season, you know, get past this month, it's a bottleneck month.
That's it.
Have a look round, take a few plants away with you.
Yeah.
Bish bosh.
All about sharing.
One last thing, Dan. There's also I'm like Columbo.
Always last.
I'm like Columbo. It's going north. Friday, pretty one out, aren't we?
We are, yes.
What's that? So, you'll not see me. You'll have a break. Under here, Dan. Covered some rhubarb up. We get rhubarb triangle. It used to be a big thing round here, West Yorkshire, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. A bit of champagne rhubarb. First crop of year off at allotments, Dan. Look at that, it's beautiful. Oh man, if this don't make it worthwhile, Dan, don't know what does. Look at the colour.
Nothing, no fresher.
Here you go, my old mate.
Thank you very much.
Year. That's you sorted with a pudding. We'll see you later.
That's it.